Debt payoff for specific situations. What if I told you most debt advice online is completely useless for your situation? Because paying off debt as a single person is very different from paying it off as a parent, a freelancer, a student, or someone living paycheck to paycheck. And if you're using the wrong strategy, you could stay stuck in debt for years longer than necessary. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to pay off debt based on your specific situation, with real strategies that actually work in real life. Most financial advice sounds like this: just budget, cut expenses, pay more than the minimum. But here's the problem. That advice assumes everyone has the same life. You don't. Your income, responsibilities, risks, and stress levels are different, and your debt strategy should reflect that. So today we're breaking it down into real-world scenarios, including if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you're a parent with dependents, if you're a freelancer or a regular earner, if you're a student or fresh graduate, if you're already high income but still drowning in debt. Let's start with one of the toughest situations: paycheck to paycheck. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, let's be honest, you're not struggling because you're bad with money. You're struggling because there's no margin. And here's the biggest mistake people make in this situation. They try aggressive debt payoff strategies too early. That backfires. What not to do: throw every extra peso into debt. Skip emergency savings. Rely on motivation alone, because one unexpected expense and you're right back into more debt. What to do instead? Step 1. Build a mini emergency fund, palang 5,000, palang 1,000. Before attacking debt aggressively, you need a buffer. Think of it as a shield, not a solution. Step 2. Focus on cash flow first. Cutting expenses helps, but increasing income is more powerful. Ask, can you take overtime, side hustle, sell unused items? Even an extra 3,000 balance but can change everything. Step 3. Use the snowball method. Pay off the smallest debt first, not because it's mathematically perfect, but because you need momentum. Small wins equals motivation equals consistency. Different situation, different strategy. Let's talk about something even more complex. Debt with family responsibilities. If you have kids or dependents, debt isn't just financial, it's emotional. Because now you're thinking, what if something happens to them? What if I lose income? What if I fail them? Biggest mistake: trying to pay off debt too aggressively while neglecting stability. Better approach. Step 1. Protect your family first. Emergency fund 3 to 6 months expenses. Basic insurance, health/life if possible, because one crisis can wipe out all progress. Step 2. Prioritize high-interest debt. Unlike paycheck to paycheck strategy, you can't afford long-term interest bleed. Focus on credit cards, personal loans. Step 3. Involve the household. Debt payoff becomes faster when it's a team effort. Reduce lifestyle inflation together. Set shared goals. Reward milestones. Step 4. Avoid guilt spending. Many parents overspend to compensate emotionally. But here's the truth: financial stability is love. If you're finding this helpful, do me a quick favor. Hit like, subscribe, and comment below your situation, because I might make a full breakdown just for you. And trust me, the next section might hit close to home. Freelancers and irregular income. If your income is unpredictable, debt becomes a different kind of stress. Because you're not just asking, how do I pay this off? You're asking, what if next month I can't? Biggest mistake: treating irregular income like a fixed salary. The smarter strategy: Step 1. Create an income buffer system. Instead of budgeting monthly, budget based on your lowest income month. Then, save surplus from high-income months. Use it to stabilize low-income months. Step 2. Separate income buckets. Every payment you receive, 50 to 60%, living expenses, 20% debt payoff, 10 to 20%, 20 buffer savings. Step 3. Pay debt in chunks. Instead of monthly fixed payments, pay aggressively during high-income months. Minimum payments during low months. Step 4. Build a 3 to 6 month income buffer. This is your ultimate goal. Once achieved, debt payoff becomes predictable again. Students and fresh graduates. If you're just starting out, debt can feel overwhelming. But here's something most people don't realize. You have your greatest advantage right now. Time, common mistakes, ignoring debt, hoping income will fix it, lifestyle inflation after first salary, comparing yourself to others, smart approach. 1. Keep your lifestyle low. Your first 2 to 3 years are critical. Live like a student, even after graduating. 2. Allocate raises to debt. Every salary increase, don't upgrade your lifestyle. Upgrade your debt payments. 3. Focus on skill growth. Higher income equals faster payoff. Your biggest ROI right now isn't investing, it's increasing your earning potential. 4. Avoid new debt at all costs, especially credit card traps, buy now, pay later schemes. High income but still in debt. This might surprise you. Some of the most financially stressed people are high earners because income doesn't fix bad systems. The trap, lifestyle inflation. More money equals more spending equals same financial stress. Fix it. 1. Audit your lifestyle. Ask yourself, do I own this lifestyle, or does it own me? 2. Aggressive debt attack. You have the advantage. Use it. 30 to 50% of income toward debt, temporary sacrifice for long-term freedom. 3. Automate everything. Automatic payments, automatic savings, remove decision fatigue. 4. Define your enough. Without this, you'll always feel broke, no matter how much you earn, overwhelmed by multiple debts. If you're juggling multiple debts, it's not just financial stress, it's mental overload. Solution: pick one system and stick to it. Snowball method, motivation-focused. Avalanche method, interest-focused. Not both, not switching every month. Consistency beats perfection. The universal truth. No matter your situation, every successful debt payoff follows this formula. Awareness, consistency, time. Not hacks, not shortcuts, just disciplined execution. If you made it this far, you're serious about getting out of debt. So here's what to do next. Subscribe to this channel because in the next videos, we're going deeper into exact payoff systems, real budgeting frameworks, step-by-step financial freedom plans, and comment below. My situation is RZR because your strategy should be built for you. Debt is heavy, but it's not permanent. No matter where you are right now, you can build a system that works. And once you do, everything changes. Your stress, your confidence, your future. See you in the next video.